नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम व अला आलिहि व अस्हाबिहि व बाद फ़अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली रब्बना ज़िदना इल्मा। Um, Alhamdulillah, here we are with our fifth session of our studies of surf, and inshallah, we are going to start the topic of implications of surf patterns, and we will have a little introduction about the implication of surf patterns because we haven't learned all the uh, eight big families till now, and we are only half. We have done only three families, but I want to introduce this topic of implications of surf patterns to you because it will be easy for us to, inshallah, uh, uh, get the hold of the topic of this studies of surf and its families, that why all the words are just divided into all are distributed into these families, and what why it is important to put a certain root letters into a particular family. So, inshallah, we are going to start with that why these words, which have the same root letters but they are put into many different families, because there is always a reason behind them for putting them into a certain family. Like we have already seen the example of the root letters Nun, Zal, and Lam, that how they have been used into different families, making different types of word, but they all have the same meaning, but the implications are different. And that is this is how we are going to, and that's what we are going to learn about them today, inshallah. We are already done with these few topics, and inshallah, let's begin with implications of surf patterns. We already did these three families, Salasi Mazid Fi, family two, uh, Bab Tafil, that is Allama yu'allimu ta'aliman fahuwa mu'allimun. And then we did the family three, Bab Mufaila, that is Jahada yujahidu jihadan wa mujahadatan fahuwa mujahidun. Then we did Bab Ifal, the family four, Aslama yuslimu islaman fahuwa muslimun. And as I mentioned to you, that these three families have this thing in common, that they all have U and the E sound in their uh, present tense. पहले मुदारे, U and E sound, U and E sound. Yuslimu, yuallimu, yujahidu. So we are going to learn, because these three families are taken together. We are going to see the implications of these three families uh, today, inshallah. So let's begin. Bismillah. Let's start with why the name Chronicles of Surf. So many of my fellows ask me that why did I name this session the Chronicles of Surf. Uh, Alhamdulillah, the journey to surf studies in itself is a record, uh, engraved and carved in my mind in chronological order, and it's like a timeline also. Also, it is with me in the shape of a diary, like we all have this thing done in elementary school, when we used to keep a diary in our bags to record all the things that happened or that we learned in the school in a particular day, right? So it is like a chronicle of those years, Alhamdulillah, for me. Surf has always been a fascinating part of my journey to Arabic grammar studies. Um, but what captured my attention is the implications of the surf families. Each family, subhanallah, has its own chronicle to learn and study. How each family is giving a certain meaning to its words or forms is totally amazing. We learn. So this is why I just wanted to give it a very particular name to this session of self studies. And Shala, we will today be speaking about the sub families, their patterns, uh, like Aslama, Jahada, and Allama. And I have already mentioned this topic in uh, this way because each family represents certain kind of meaning. For example, when you put something in the Allama family, it is supposed to have a certain effect on the meaning. Alhamdulillah. Generally, we know that a verb or a file is made up of two things itself. And the root letters, for example, here you can see Ain, Lam, and Meen, or we can also say for Kataba, like Kaf, Ta, and Ba, and the pattern or the family. So the two things are the root letters and the pattern or the family that you put it into. So for instance, you put it like uh, any word. If you put it into the Allama family or the Allama family or the Slama family, it could be any one of these, and each of them changes the meaning of the root letters a little bit. Each of them has an effect on the meaning, but as always, there are exceptions in every rule. You cannot say that this is what will happen every time with that particular pattern or the family. This is actually a language and it is not a hard and fast rule. Therefore, so this is how today we will learn most popular ways that a certain family affects the meaning of the words and the root letters. So basically, we will learn what a particular family can do or what this family tends to do most of the time. But remember that there are exceptions in every rule. Okay, like I already mentioned, that we are going to focus on these three families, family two, family three, and family four, because uh, uh, right now we have only have done these three families in details, the Aslama, the Allama, and the Jahada family. So let's start with the family two, Bab, the Fi'il, Mazid Fihi. And we know that the indicators or the markers you can say for this family is that we have uh, Shadda on the Ain Kalima. You can see here, you know that why we call it Ain Kalima, because we know that the default letters are Pa, Ain, and Lam. So the middle default letter is the Ain Kalima. So the marker or the indicator for the family 2 is that the Shadda is on the Ain Kalima. And what is the Ain Kalima here for the Allama family? It's Lam here. All right. So, and the other marker, or you can say the indicator, is that the Feli Mudari in the Allama family starts with this. Ya with a Dhamma. Ya with the Dhamma. A Dhamma on the Ya. All right. So there are the two markers that you are going to learn or remember for the rest of your lives. Right. There is a shadda on the end kalima, and Feli Mudare starts with the ya with the dhamma. Allama yu'allimu. These are the markers or the indicators for the family to map the field. So, what are the implications of this family too? So I have written here the three most the most 3 points of this family. That this is transitive. We have already done this topic of Mutadi. So that this is transitive and it is long term and repetitive. Right? Okay, so this family too has three implications. That this is transitive and it is for the file that are for the long term, and that it is repetitive. That means it is going, the file is going or to be will be repeating itself, or it can be a file or it can be a maful. And inshallah, we will see when we'll do the examples for this family. You will notice that the repetition can be seen in its file, or it can be seen in its mafhum. But remember that this family has three implications: that it is transitive. Okay, the file will be transitive because it can be applied to other things, and it is long term, and it will be repetitive. So, one more thing I want to tell you that this Allama family or this pattern pushes the effect to someone else. This is what transitive means, that it's going to affect someone, someone else. This pushes the effect to someone else. And as you know that I mentioned in one of my lectures that the family one, we are going to study family one in the last, but I told you that basically the family one letter, the words are basically all the root letters. It doesn't carry any extra letter. It contains only the root letters, and that is why, because this family one is only is not transitive, uh, because all the verbs are applied to oneself. So this all these family two is transitive in the because the effect is just pushes the effect to someone else. Okay, so uh, means the effect that goes on somebody else, and most of the time the others have two different versions of a word, one for themselves and one for somebody else. So when they have the versions of a word which is used for themselves, then they use the family one words, and when it is for somebody else, then these families are used, inshallah. So, uh, basically, like you can say, what is ilm? Ilm is the knowledge. And when you say uh, learn, so who does it affect? Let's see, allama means he taught. Okay, so when we use a word in English, learned, who is it affecting? Actually, it is affecting myself. But if I say taught, then it affects the student. Just like that, like he taught. So basically, it is affecting the student, right? So ilm is knowledge, and when we say that, because ilam and mim are the root letters for ilm, and it means knowledge. But when we say that learn, then it is affecting mostly oneself. But but as I mentioned, if I'm going to say taught, then it is affecting the student, because allama means teaching, and it affects the student. See how the meaning just changes by putting it in family too. When you put something in that family, it tends to affect somebody else. That is one of the basic things that happened in this family. All right. So this is the first thing. the effect that goes on to somebody else. All right. So this is the main effect of family to inshallah. So Alhamdulillah, long term means that the effect is going to continue. All right, and we will see it that how it is going to be used when we are going to do our next family. Just remember that it has three implications: that it is used for the long term, then it is transitive, and then it is repetitive, means the fail or the file or the maf'ul is going to be repeated when we will do the examples, inshallah. And as I told you that this family pushes the effect to somebody else. So here the meaning of learn is changed into teaching, and that means taught. All right. So inshallah, we are going to start with the next one. Family three, Nasiba, Mufa'ala. Family three implications. Just see here, look at the slide. Positive, action applied to other, just like family two. As I told you, that family one is the only family in which the action is applied towards self, and it is the smallest family, and we are going to, because it has subfamilies, that is why we are going to learn family one when we are done with all our eight families. And like this family two, it is also repetitive and shows intensity and domination of one party. These are the implications of family three. Notice one thing also, that what are the markers for this family. You can see that the letter alif on the fa kalima here. You can notice it is added here, and Fale Mudare starts with the dhamma on the first letter, ya with the dhamma. Yeah, with the double. These are the markers for this family three, inshallah. So you can see that it has two markers. The salif is a bit different from family two, and ya has a dhamma on it. Jahada yujahidu. So these are the two things that you are going to see when you're looking at a word, and how to recognize a family three word, that you will see that the fa letter has an alif with it. All right. So usually two parties shares the action in this family. Like for example, you can say Katala Zaidun Amaran. So this affects the other person, but as I already mentioned here, that this shows the intensity and the domination of one party. And it also, you can say that the Jahada family usually means that something or someone is struggling with something else or against somebody else, and one is always dominating the other one. So Katala usually means to try to kill somebody else, and there is tension and a struggle between two parties. So Katala Zaidun Amaran means he tried to kill uh, Zaid tried to kill Amaran here, or Amar, but here you can see that there is a tension or struggle between two parties, and it shows the intensity, and it also shows the domination of one party, and that is Zaid here. So these are the implications, that whenever a word is put into family three, we can notice three things: that it is transitive, the action is applied to other, it is also repetitive, and it shows intensity and domination of one party. This is the implication of family three, that is jahada. Jahada actually means uh, to struggle. That is why this the default word is used here, jahada. All right. Alhamdulillah. So let's start with the fourth family, Bab if Okay, family four is the implications that it is transitive, again, and it is immediate and complete. All right. So, as we are going to compare family 2 and family 4, that is Bab, if all, let's see that what are the markers for family 4. Starts with the Hamza on Fale Mudare and also, and Fale Mudare starts with the Dhamma or the Ya. Fale Mudare starts with the Dhamma or the Ya. And these all three families have the Dhamma on the Fale Mudare, first letter Ya. Alright, so this family is transitive, just like family 2, but it is immediate, like family 2, it is long term, and it is repetitive. Family 2 is repetitive, like this, it is complete. Means the action is only done one time. It is immediate and it is complete. It is immediate and it is complete. So let's compare this Allama and Alama, which is from the Aslama family. Aslama, Alama, because they have the same root letters, Lam and V. So Allama. And Alama is quick. All right. Uh, Alama and Allama. So we can say that allama is slow and it takes time even when we are pronouncing it. So all the letters that are put into allama family, they are they show the slow process of something being done and it takes time. And alama as compared to alama, which is quick, which is immediate, and which is complete. The aslama family is quick as versus the allama, which is slow, and allama will always take time. Uh, 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 okay, let's see here. We will say that allama we used to teach, that as I already mentioned, that allama we used to teach, and it is a long-term process. All right. When I love it mean, which means he taught, is used in the allama family, it means that he taught something, but it has taken time, and it means that it is a long-term process. As compared to Alama, which is from the Aslama family, means that he informed something or he told something means to inform but quickly and immediately, and it's a one-time process. For example, we can say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will use Nazzala, has used Nazzala and Anzala for revelation. Like we already did this example that sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used the word Nazzala and sometimes He has used the word Anzala for the revelation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will use Nazzala for something revealed slowly, repeatedly, and little by little, versus the Anzala needs to talk about or to send out something or that something is revealed quickly, like a surah or a sahifa or a ayah that came down very quickly or in one go. Uh, we can say that, for example, we will see look at the example of the story of Yusuf alayhi salam. You can say there is a word to lock the door that is aghlaqa, or you can say ghallaqa. The root letters are ghaid, lam, and qaf. So if you lock right away, if you lock something right away, you say aghlaqa. Aghlaqa, he locked. But if you lock a lot of locks or latches, you will say غلق. You will say غلق. So that is why, Subhanallah, in Surah Yusuf, in ayah number 23, it was said that غلقت الأبواب, and the translation says she locked the doors. She locked the doors, meaning it was multiple locks, and it took her time to lock all the doors or to scheme all of this. So it was like غلقت الأبواب. So instead of using أغلق, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used غلق to show us the importance, that how beautiful the language of Quran is, and how learning these stuff family will impact our study of Quran, will impact our study of the meaning of the Quran, and we will see these beautiful ayahs very differently when we are going to learn the implications of the subfamilies, that why certain root letters are used in a particular family, and what are the implications of those family, and how important these families are. Uh, so Alhamdulillah, uh, these are all the beautiful uh, implications that we learned today. And inshallah, we are going to continue our sub studies in the next lesson, inshallah. And inshallah, I hope that you will memorize, those who have not memorized all these families, family 2, family 3, and 4. They are going to memorize these families, and they are going to look at these families very differently from now on. And we will, inshallah, we are going to practice more words from these families to see how these implications for these families work, inshallah. And I hope that this lecture or this session will benefit you all. Barakallahu feekum, inshallah. We'll see you in the next section. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.